Over 50? The ONLY 4 exercises you need to fix low back pain. If you're over 50 and dealing with low back pain, let me say this clearly right from the start. You are not broken. Your back is not too old. And pain is not something you just have to live with forever. In fact, for most people over 50, low back pain isn't caused by serious damage. It's usually caused by stiff joints, weak support muscles, poor movement habits, and years of sitting or standing the wrong way. And here's the part nobody tells you. You don't need dozens of exercises. You don't need intense workouts. You don't need fancy equipment. You need the right 4 exercises, done consistently, gently, and correctly. Today, I'm going to walk you through the ONLY 4 exercises you need to support your lower back, reduce daily pain, and help you move with confidence again after 50. These are movements your body was designed to do. They are simple. They are low impact. And they work together, not separately. This is not about forcing your back to be strong. It's about teaching your body to support your back naturally again. Let's start by understanding why low back pain becomes so common after 50. Why low back pain gets worse after 50. As we age, 3 things usually happen. First, we move less. Second, we sit more. Third, certain muscles weaken while others tighten. Your lower back ends up doing work it was never meant to do alone. The biggest mistake people make is blaming the back itself. But your lower back pain is often coming from weak glutes, weak core muscles, tight hips, stiff spine, poor posture habits built over decades. Your lower back becomes the middleman that absorbs stress from everywhere else. That's why pain shows up when you get out of bed, stand too long, walk for more than a few minutes, bend down, sit for extended periods. The solution is not aggressive stretching or painful strengthening. The solution is restoring balance. And that's exactly what these 4 exercises do. Exercise 1. Pelvic tilt, the foundation of back relief. This is the most important exercise on this list. If you only did one exercise for your lower back, this would be it. The pelvic tilt retrains your deep core muscles and teaches your spine how to relax again. Most people over 50 hold constant tension in their lower back without realizing it. This exercise teaches your back how to let go. Here's how it works. You lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor or bed. Your arms are relaxed by your sides. Your shoulders are loose. Your breathing is slow and natural. Now gently tighten your stomach muscles, as if you're lightly pulling your belly button toward your spine. As you do this, your lower back gently presses into the floor or bed. You're not forcing it. You're not straining. You're simply flattening the curve of your lower back slightly. Hold that gentle pressure for about 5 seconds. Then relax completely. When you relax, let your back return to its natural curve. That's 1 repetition. This movement might look small, but it's powerful. What it does is activates deep abdominal muscles, reduces excess arching in the lower back, improves spinal awareness, calms tight muscles around the spine. Many people feel relief immediately. If you feel shaking or fatigue, that's normal. It means those muscles have been asleep for years. Do this slowly. Breathe normally. Never rush. 10 to 15 repetitions is enough. This exercise prepares your body for everything else. Exercise 2. Glute bridge, taking pressure off your lower back. Here's a truth most people never hear. Your lower back hurts because your glutes stop doing their job. Your glutes are supposed to be one of the strongest muscle groups in your body. But after years of sitting, they weaken. And when they weaken, your lower back takes over. The glute bridge fixes that. You start in the same position as the pelvic tilt. On your back, knees bent, feet flat. Your feet should be about hip width apart. Now gently tighten your stomach like you did in the pelvic tilt. Then press through your heels and slowly lift your hips off the floor. You're lifting until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Do not arch your back. Do not push your ribs up. Think about squeezing your buttocks gently, not aggressively. Hold at the top for 2 to 3 seconds. Then slowly lower your hips back down. That's 1 repetition. This exercise strengthens the glutes, reduces strain on the lower back, improves hip stability, supports standing, walking, and bending. If you feel it mostly in your lower back, you're lifting too high or moving too fast. Slow it down. Quality matters more than height. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. As you get stronger, you can increase gradually. This is one of the most effective exercises for people who feel back pain while standing or walking. Exercise 3, knee to chest, releasing tension safely. Now that we've activated the muscles that support your back, we need to gently release tension. But here's the key word. Gently. Aggressive stretching can make back pain worse, especially after 50. The knee to chest movement is safe, controlled, and calming. You stay lying on your back. Bend one knee and gently bring it toward your chest. Use your hands behind your thigh or around your shin. Do not pull forcefully. Let gravity and relaxation do the work. Hold this position for about 15 to 20 seconds. Breathe slowly. Then release and switch sides. You can also bring both knees toward your chest if it feels comfortable. This movement reduces stiffness in the lower spine, relaxes tight muscles, improves circulation, feels especially good in the morning or before bed. If you feel sharp pain, stop. This should feel relieving, not forced. This exercise helps your back feel lighter and less compressed. Exercise 4, bird dog, teaching your back to stay stable. This final exercise brings everything together. It teaches your body how to stabilize the spine during movement. This is crucial because back pain often happens when you move, not when you're still. You start on your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. Back in a neutral position. Now gently tighten your core like in the pelvic tilt. Slowly extend one leg straight back. At the same time, extend the opposite arm forward. Keep your hips level. Do not twist. Do not arch your back. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. Then return slowly. Switch sides. This movement strengthens deep stabilizing muscles, improves balance and coordination, protects the spine during daily movements, reduces sudden pain from bending or twisting. Move slowly. If balance is difficult, you can start by lifting only the leg or only the arm. There is no rush. 6 to 8 repetitions per side is enough. Why these 4 exercises work together? Here's what makes this routine different. Each exercise has a purpose. The pelvic tilt wakes up your core. The glute bridge gives power back to your hips. The knee to chest releases tension. The bird dog teaches control and stability. Together, they reduce pressure on the spine, improve posture, support daily movement, prevent future flare-ups. You're not just fixing pain. You're teaching your body how to move again. How often should you do these exercises? Consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need long workouts. You don't need to sweat. For most people over 50, once a day is ideal. Even 3 to 5 days per week can help. Morning is great for stiffness. Evening is great for relaxation. Listen to your body. Some days you'll feel stronger. Some days you'll need to go slower. That's normal. What to avoid if you have low back pain? Let's clear up some common mistakes. Avoid aggressive twisting, high-impact movements, forcing stretches, ignoring pain signals, doing exercises that cause sharp discomfort. Pain is information, not something to fight through. What results can you expect? Most people notice less stiffness within 1 to 2 weeks, improved movement confidence, reduced daily discomfort, better posture, easier walking and standing. This is not overnight magic. It's steady improvement. And that's how real change lasts. Now that you understand the 4 exercises and why they work, let's talk about what really determines success. Because knowing the exercises is only half the story. The other half is how you use them in real life, how you progress safely, and how you stop your back pain from coming back again and again. Most people don't fail because the exercises don't work. They fail because they do too much, too soon. Skip days and lose consistency. Ignore daily habits that keep irritating the back. Expect pain to disappear overnight. This part is about making these 4 exercises work for you long term, especially after 50. Why progress feels slow after 50 and why that's okay. Let's be honest. If you're over 50, your body doesn't respond the same way it did at 25. And that's not a weakness. It's reality. Your joints have experienced decades of movement. Your muscles may have been inactive for years. Your nervous system has learned protective patterns. When your back hurts, your body becomes cautious. That means progress comes from retraining, not forcing. Pain relief after 50 is not about pushing harder. It's about repetition, patience, awareness, consistency. When people rush, pain flares up. When people slow down, pain fades. How to progress the 4 exercises safely. You do not need new exercises. You only need better control and timing. Let's go through each one and talk about progression the right way. Progressing the pelvic tilt. In the beginning, you may barely feel this exercise. That's normal. As you improve, progression is not about holding longer. It's about control and breathing. Instead of just flattening your back, focus on slower movement, fully relaxing between representatives, coordinating breath with motion. Try gently exhaling as you press your back down. This teaches your nervous system to relax tension. Eventually, this movement becomes automatic. That's when your back starts staying relaxed during the day. Progressing the glute bridge. Most people think progression means lifting higher. It doesn't. Progression means slower lifting, stronger glute engagement, less lower back effort. A simple progression is holding the top position for 5 seconds instead of 2. Another progression is doing fewer representatives but with perfect form. If your lower back tightens afterward, you've done too much. Your back should feel supported, not tired. Progressing the knee to chest. This is not a stretch you push. Progression here is about comfort. Over time, you may notice your knee comes closer naturally. Stiffness reduces. Breathing feels easier. That's progress. Never force this movement. Your spine responds best to kindness, not pressure. Progressing the bird dog. This is the most important progression exercise. And also the one people rush the most. Progression does not mean moving faster. It means staying steady, keeping hips level, holding balance longer. A powerful progression is pausing for 5 seconds without wobbling. If balance feels hard, that's a good sign. It means your stabilizers are waking up. How these exercises protect you in daily life. The real test of back pain relief isn't the exercise session. It's what happens when you get out of bed, pick something up, stand in the kitchen, walk outside, sit down and stand up. These 4 exercises retrain your body for those moments. Here's how. The pelvic tilt helps when you stand for long periods. The glute bridge supports walking and stairs. The knee to chest reduces morning stiffness. The bird dog protects you during bending and twisting. You're not just exercising. You're reprogramming movement. Daily habits that can ruin your progress. Now let's talk about what quietly causes back pain to return. These habits don't feel dangerous, but they add up. One of the biggest is sitting too long without moving. Your back hates staying still. Even if your posture is good, stillness creates stiffness. Every 30 to 45 minutes, change position. Stand. Walk. Stretch lightly. Another problem habit is bending from the back instead of the hips. Your hips are meant to move. Your lower back is meant to stabilize. When you bend forward, push your hips back slightly and keep your core gently engaged. This alone can reduce pain dramatically. Why fear makes back pain worse? This is important. Pain creates fear. Fear creates tension. Tension creates more pain. It becomes a cycle. Many people over 50 stop moving because they're afraid of hurting their back. But avoiding movement teaches your body that movement is dangerous. These exercises break that fear loop. They show your nervous system that movement is safe. Control is possible. Strength still exists. Confidence reduces pain. Movement builds confidence. What to do on bad days? Not every day will feel good. Some days your back will feel stiff or sore. That does not mean you're failing. On bad days, do fewer repetitions. Move slower. Focus on breathing. Skip anything that causes discomfort. Even 1 or 2 exercises is enough to maintain progress. Consistency beats perfection. How long before pain improves? This varies. But most people notice. Less stiffness within 1 to 2 weeks. Better movement within 3 to 4 weeks. Fewer flare-ups within 6 to 8 weeks. Pain doesn't disappear in a straight line. It fades gradually. Trust the process. Why walking alone isn't enough? Walking is good. But walking alone doesn't fix back pain. Why? Because walking doesn't activate the deep stabilizing muscles enough. These 4 exercises do what walking can't. They build the foundation that walking depends on. When combined, results improve faster. Breathing and back pain often overlooked. Breathing matters more than people realize. Shallow breathing increases tension. Deep breathing calms the nervous system. During each exercise, breathe slowly. Never hold your breath. Exhale during effort. This reduces pressure inside the spine. Your back relaxes when your breathing relaxes. What if pain comes back? This is normal. Pain may return during stress, poor sleep, illness, long travel, busy weeks. The difference now is you know what to do. You return to the basics. You slow down. You reset. Pain becomes manageable instead of frightening. The long-term goal. The goal is not perfect posture. The goal is not a pain-free life forever. The goal is confidence and control. Knowing that you can move, you can recover, you can manage discomfort. That's real strength after 50. Your back is not fragile. It is adaptable. It responds to patience, consistency, and smart movement. These 4 exercises are enough. Not because they are easy, but because they are effective. Stay consistent. Stay gentle. And let your body remember how to support itself again.